You worked for years to finally cross the six-figure mark, $100,000 a year. For decades, that was the ultimate golden number, right? The milestone where you were supposed to instantly stop worrying. The point where you buy the house, build the safety net, and finally breathe out a sigh of relief. But here you are. You made it to six figures, and somehow, by the 25th of every single month, your checking account is touching rock bottom. You feel the constant silent pressure to look like you've made it. You carry the heavy stress of a high-responsibility job, yet you're still living paycheck to paycheck. It feels like a sick joke, but it's not. It's a mathematical and psychological trap that is currently swallowing millions of hardworking Americans alive. Today, we're exposing the exact system that makes $100,000 feel like broke, and the step-by-step strategy to break the cycle before you burn another year of your life on the high-earning hamster wheel. To understand how this happens, let's talk about Mike. Mike is 32 years old. He lives in an average, medium cost of living American city. Last year, Mike got the promotion he'd been chasing his entire career. He crossed six figures. $100,000 on paper. When the letter arrived, he felt an overwhelming wave of relief. He thought, I've officially made it. Naturally, Mike upgraded his life to match his new reality. He moved out of his cramped starter apartment and into a bright one-bedroom with in-unit laundry. He upgraded his old, rattling car to a reliable, modern lease. He stopped double-checking prices at the grocery store, started saying yes to weekend trips, and bought organic. On the outside, Mike looks like the definition of modern American success. But Mike has a terrifying secret. He is anxious every single day. Mike knows that if his car transmission blew out tomorrow, a $2,000 surprise bill, he doesn't have the cash to cover it. He'd have to swipe a credit card and pray. He isn't living in luxury, he's living in a state of high-income fragility. He's grinding 50 hours a week to maintain a lifestyle that costs $95,000 a year just to keep running. He's running on a financial treadmill that keeps speeding up, and he's terrified of what happens if he misses a single step. Does Mike sound familiar? Because Mike isn't bad with money. Mike is just living through the squeeze. Why does a six-figure income leave someone feeling so broke? It comes down to three cold, brutal pillars: the taxes, the fixed costs, and the invisible leaks. Let's do the math that no one warned you about in college. You earn $100,000, but that isn't what lands in your bank account. After federal income tax, state tax, Social Security, Medicare, and your employer's health insurance premium, that number shrinks instantly. In most U.S. states, your actual take-home pay is roughly $72,000. That's $6,000 a month in net income. $6,000 sounds like plenty, until you look at what it costs to exist in America today. Let's lay out the modern baseline. Rent or mortgage for a decent apartment? $2,200. Car lease, auto insurance and gas? $700. Utilities, phone and internet? $400. Groceries and basic home goods? $600. Student loans and debt repayment? $400. Before you have purchased a single cup of coffee, bought a birthday gift, or gone out for dinner, $4,300 is gone. You're left with $1,700. You think, great, I'll save $1,000 and have $700 for fun. But then reality strikes. A routine dental visit, a friend getting married in another state, your dog needing a checkup, a couple of convenience food delivery orders on nights you worked until 8 p.m. You didn't go crazy. You didn't buy a Rolex. You didn't charter a yacht. You just lived a standard middle-class professional life. And just like that, the remaining $1,700 vanishes into thin air. The math explains where the money goes, but the psychology explains why we let it happen. This is the psychological monster known as lifestyle creep. Here's how it works. When you were earning $50,000, you lived in an apartment with mismatched furniture and drank instant coffee. You told yourself, when I double my income, I'll save half of it. But human psychology doesn't work that way. As your income rises, your baseline for what feels normal shifts unconsciously. You start adopting the subtle script of high earners. I work 50 hours a week.
I deserve the nice apartment. I have a stressful job. I deserve DoorDash tonight. I'm a six-figure professional. I can't drive an old dented car to the office. Every single upgrade feels entirely justified in isolation. But combined, they become invisible anchors tethering you to a high-cost lifestyle. You aren't struggling because you're stupid. You're struggling because society sells you an illusion that the reward for earning more money is spending more money. We're taught to convert our hard-earned salary directly into a higher status lifestyle instead of converting it into freedom. You aren't poor because you failed. You're poor because you're trapped in a system designed to extract every single dollar you make. How do you break out of the trap without moving into a tent or eating canned beans for the rest of your life? You stop budgeting from what's left over and you start reverse engineering your financial life. Here is the 3-step framework. Step 1. Perform the invisible leak audit. Set a timer for 30 minutes this weekend. Open your last 3 bank and credit card statements. Do not look for the big bills like rent. Look for the